Hello again Year 6 and welcome to another maths video. This week in your home learning you're going to be focusing on angles, and in this video we're going to be thinking about methods for calculating missing angles. On the board here we've got those four really key pieces of knowledge that we need to remember. The angles on a straight line add up to 180, the angles around a point add up to 360, that the three angles of any triangle add up to 180, and that the four angles of any quadrilateral add up to 360. And we're going to be applying that knowledge to help us solve problems and find missing angles. So let's look at our first example. The angle we're asked to find is angle X, which is here. But in order to do that, we're first going to have to work out this one. If we look at this triangle, we've already been given two of the angles, and that's enough to help us work out the third. We know that this symbol represents a right angle, which is 90 degrees. So we're going to add 90 to 42, and that gives us 132. So to work out this missing angle, all we need to do is subtract 132 from the total 180. And that gives us 48. So we can add to our diagram that the angle here is 48 degrees. Now in order to work out angle X, all we need to do is think about angles on a straight line. We know that they add up to 180. So all we need to do is subtract 48 from 180, and that will give us angle X. So 180 subtract 48, and that gives us 132 degrees. So angle X equals 132 degrees. Okay, and now here's our second problem. You might want to look and pause and have a think about this one for yourselves. This time we're looking at angles around a point, and we know that the total we're looking at there is 360. We're given one of the angles, which is 110. So the first thing we're going to do is subtract 110 from 360. So 360, take away 110, leaves us with 250. So we know that these angles together add up to 250. Now because they've all been labelled as angle X, it means they're all equal. So all that we need to do to find the value of angle X is to divide our 250 by 5. So 250 divided by 5, well, you can use our times tables to help us with that, gives us 50 degrees. So we know that in this case, angle X is 50 degrees. Our final problem presents us with a quadrilateral, and we know that the angles of any quadrilateral always add up to 360 degrees. So have a look and have a think about this one. We can see that we've got two right angles. So we're going to start by multiplying 90 by 2, which gives us 180. We've also been given the value of this angle, which is 65. So we're going to add 180 to 65, and that gives us 245. So all that we need to do now to find our missing angle is to start with our total of 360, subtract the value of the other three angles added together, and that gives us 115. So we know that in this case, angle X is 115 degrees. So the rules that you need to remember when solving these problems are the key knowledge. Remember those key totals in each case. Remember to calculate carefully. A lot of this you're going to be doing mentally. Make sure you're doing those calculations carefully, and use jottings. In the first example, we had to find other angles in order to lead to the answer. Use jottings, write those down. Okay.